Okay, so just ignore the numbers at the top for a second there. I know it's tempting not to. Obviously coming from the top of the screen all the way down to the bottom of the screen is not going to add some 50 milliseconds on. So what I've actually done is cheated a little bit. You can see the marker is here as opposed to right on the gun barrel. And so we're getting milliseconds that are way too high. So if we bring that marker back and then put it here, then we start to get more meaningful results. So the one point, or the first point that this makes, is you need to be careful where you set your marker. If you had it not right on the gun barrel, but where the projectile is appearing probably on the second or even third frame, then you will get aberrant results. You can see I've gone to the effort to have him standing on the ladder, admittedly shooting the other way, but this is so that it doesn't get in the way of the wall. Just trying to minimize any differences in animation that might lead to variance in results. And as you can see from the numbers there, the averages are looking like they're fairly different between the two series. So if we just wait for it to count up to the top 107, if it cycles around there, so that's averaging more like 100 milliseconds. So it's not, the point that I'm making is that, and I've made this before, but I think people don't always do this. You need to correct for where on the screen position you are. It wouldn't be logical to say that there's a, that this result is 10 milliseconds slower than this result. And what it is that you have chosen different positions on the screen. The screen refreshes from top to bottom, so if it's going to take 16 or 16.66 milliseconds to go from top to bottom, you should, or I do, and I think everyone should, correct to the top of the screen. You should ignore the 4 milliseconds or 8 milliseconds, 12, 16 milliseconds, whatever it is, that it takes to carry to the bottom of the screen, and you should just have all of your results as if they were at the top of the screen, because it's not the game's fault that you chose to use a value at the bottom rather than the middle, rather than the top, and use that to kind of, if your results are different, then that's not a fair reflection of how quickly the game renders. So, I would say even though this is rendering at 102, 105, and so on average 100 milliseconds, and the other one is averaging 90 milliseconds, actually on average I'd put the result back at something like 85, but then also correcting for mouse input, which we will talk about in another video.